The way to actually rein in their power is exactly what the Starbucks workers are doing right now, which is organizing store after store after store until every single Starbucks in the country is union.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Infinite Content from Philly.
This is who from Philly?
Infinite Content.
Infinite Content from Philly. What you got?
Okay, so we know that the Starbucks workers are unionizing all across the nation. And they set up down in Center City a Scabby the Rat blow up. And, you know, Scabby is all about workers, like companies trying to use scab work for unions.
Mm-hmm.
I am so happy that these workers, even though that Starbucks is a temporary work thing for most people, but I'm glad that these younger people are getting the mind state of unionizing, because when they move to their next bigger and better places, they're going to have this ingrained in their heads.
Absolutely, and we talked to the Scottsboro workers last week, and one of them was 16 years old, and she was like, I don't anticipate making this a career, but my generation is just beginning to get into the workforce, and I want to be fighting so that when we do get into the workforce, it's a better world than it is now, that the jobs are better than they are now. And, the only way to do that is exactly what these Starbucks workers are doing, exactly what Trader Joe's workers are doing, Chipotle workers are doing. And it was there was some place that the nationwide workers are getting like a $10 an hour raise after one location unionized. And I cannot remember the company.
I thought that was Trader Joe's.
Was it Trader Joe's that got a $10 an hour raise? Maybe that was it.
Now, I'm not certain of that place. That's escaping me. But what Howard Schultz is setting himself up for is not just the Labor Department to come and drop the hammer on him for one thing, but he's for his union busting, but also he's like, well, I'll give benefits to people who are non-unionized. I won't give them to the unionized people. I'm like, oh, so you want to set up a whole class action lawsuit for you for discrimination,
right?
And benefit issues. Am I wrong, or am I just?
No, I think you're exactly
you're
right
definitely
there.
on the you're definitely on the right track, I think, and Infinite Content will answer your question, and we'll go ahead and let you go. We appreciate your call.
All right, have a good one.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for the call. But yes, I don't know that class action lawsuit is going to be the way that it goes, but they are definitely setting
NLRB.
Yes, definitely. There are going to be lots of complaints and hopefully lots of action from the NLRB while it is still under the stewardship of Jennifer Abruzzo. They have already been hit with over 200 violations of labor law in Western New York alone, and they continue to break the law. They continue to have total disrespect for their workers, and they're definitely setting themselves up for some legal action, at least through the NLRB. But unfortunately, with the reactionary activist Supreme Court that we've got right now, who knows what is going to be the ultimate fallout from that as far as the legal side goes.
Right.
So
we can't rely on the courts.
We can't rely on
people power.
Exactly. We can't rely on the courts. The way to actually rein in their power is exactly what the Starbucks workers are doing right now, which is organizing store after store after store until every single Starbucks in the country is union, and until you can't get a cup of coffee from a Starbucks without it being from a union barista. That is how workers at Starbucks are going to be able to rein the CEO in. And that is how workers at every company in the world, in the country and in the world, are going to be able to make a better world for themselves, their families, and their communities, is organizing for themselves. Certainly there are paths that we can take in the legal system, but that's not going to be but we can't rely on that, certainly.
Right. And one thing I wanted to say, I understand the caller's point about Starbucks being typically, a temporary kind of job, often for younger folks. But someone has to make the coffee.
Right.
Right? Someone has to stock the shelves at the grocery store. Someone has to do these jobs. And why can't they be careers? There's, as far as I'm concerned, there's just as much value in that as there are any of the other jobs out there that people, perceive as more, lifetime careers. Mm-hmm. So, to me, I think what they're doing is trying to make Starbucks a better place to work, whether that's just for a couple years while you're, in college or while you're working through school or whatever the situation may be.
Right.
Maybe
it can be a career.
Maybe you with just cause protections, with retirement benefits, with a solid union contract, Starbucks can be a place where you
right.
Work for many years, and frankly, that benefits Starbucks to have a seasoned workforce that is very experienced, that gets better and better at their job.
We've seen that. We saw it benefit UPS during the pandemic, actually. While FedEx and all these other delivery companies were struggling to keep themselves staffed, UPS was able to, because of their union contract, because they paid people more and they actually have benefits and everything, they did not have as much of a problem staffing.
Right.
And they saw their profits increase because they were able to continue making deliveries on time where FedEx and other places floundered. And I did just want to go back and say that it was Trader Joe's, Adam. From More Perfect Union, they report facing a wave of unionization. Trader Joe's announced this week it is raising pay by $10 an hour on Sundays, including and increasing sick time and bumping pay rates at stores nationwide. Workers in Hadley, Massachusetts will vote on becoming the first unionized Trader Joe's in the country next week.
And we've talked about that a lot, on how unions and union organizing actually raises wages and benefits for non-union workers, because sometimes just the threat alone is enough to get companies to start moving and actually coming off some money. So way to go, Trader Joe's workers. Really, I think you're making a difference already, and you're getting the goods.
Yep. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project. And you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.